that's placed in front of them when it comes to Ascent.
Alright, what we got for the second? Any kind of raid boss? No. Oh, dude, we're going for the mid crunch. They wanted to go for a mid crunch and then straight up B info, so the flash is no longer here. This was kind of nice from Navi. They wrecked their original setup by taking early B main control. Right, we had a literal flash over duel over towards middle, but because they took early pressure over towards B, KO rotated and then everyone was out of position. Shots, man. Holy.
And I'm not too sure about Leo's chances. No shocks left. Damage has been done, Tom. A couple of these players are low. This would be a crazy clutch and an ace to start out the map if he's to win it.
If he had a shock dart, I'm giving him like 40% odds.
with that HP, yeah, for sure.
Just because he always seems to land one. Unfortunately, this I'm going to have to lower it to about 5%. Like, it's still Leo. He can still pull off miracles, but you can see where
Mini hate?
Navi
Nah, I just like to flame him, that's it.
The silly, goofy map. They've had the one that they
We've known
lose
each
at the
other for a
beginning
long,
of the
long
day, and
time.
then things always seem to change from this point onwards. The one-way even placed up. This is how carefully they're taking this one. And Navi are going to get themselves.
In terms of the pistols, we've got a 1-2.
I like the concept. There's something I've always liked sort of doing myself, is talking about a player to highlight when it comes to this map. And I think for Navi, although I agree Artis is a great shout, I always love watching Ziphap. I think this is his map. I think whether he played even Sage in it in the past, he always just seemed to thrive on an individual basis. And I think it's always nice then to just do the opposite on the other side, which is Chronicle. I think it's going to be a battle of those KOs.
This is interesting. Does Fnatic never buy an outlaw? That's why we're tempted to buy this.
He caught Xiao with a high five that Xiao wasn't ready for the power behind it. There's his keyboard.
If he just whiffs all of it.
No, it was his keyboard. It was his keyboard.
Oh.
All good. That's why you have Angel sit on the left of you.
Fake pressure like they go in aggro A and then they stack A from Fnatic.
We know what happened. We know who's to blame. This round should be an easy enough one.
But literally no one was here over towards A, so they kind of have no idea.
The rest on classics, already damage done to Alpha. A lot of space denied. They won't be able to fight on range. B site left wide open, and it's a pretty big
it looks like they're picking the right site on this.
But in a round like that, it will be an A hit.
They need to make sure you can't push through bullets to make sure that no one's going to take the angle in terms of the gap. We got 2 people that are allowed to hunt. This is a great start for Navi.
This one's going to be a tough retake, to say the least.
Yeah, I always like the way that Navi play their anti-ecos as well. Like, having the 3 rifles just feels safer. And then they can have those risks at the beginning. So the risk there was Artis takes an initial fight, doesn't win it, throws the gun away now, and he's going to try and basically just earn himself up an orb or 2. He's probably getting 1. Maybe not in the way that he would have hoped. They've also left the late lurk of Sugetsu, and well, eventually both.
Well, that was one of the ones that could go down there.
One player, although again, unfortunately, it's going towards the from the shadows, which may not be the ult they wanted to build up.
Already able to match his performance on the previous map, Tom.
That was unnecessary.
It's only uphill from here. Positive man.
Dude, everyone's getting their digs in.
I mean, look, you have a map like that and 13-6 it. I think that very much speaks to the point we had earlier. Perfectly timed as well. You know, in the segment before, do IGLs need to frag? Boaster, 1 kill, 13-6. Yeah, fair enough. And the question answered right off rip.
That G2 jersey.
It is.
A few years too late.
There were lands back in the old days. You'd be eating good, but well,
maybe an Artis fan, you know.
Although they used to be back in the 2021 days.
Big rounds for Fnatic on this one. Someone, it was Kukuka that's coming up with some mad stats. Apparently, Navi won 80% of their third rounds after they won pistol.
Either way, this is where Fnatic look to try and make a bit more of a response. An aggressive stance already with Durka taking
88 at the moment. It can't be a thing, bro. When was the start point of the stat? That just this year.
Being able to leave that alarm bot is something you're going to regularly see Navi just sending somebody down to break or just set off. I guess that works too. And now they're going quickly, very quickly indeed. In fact, Alpha's almost having to sprint his way back.
Yeah, now this man should beat the knife there.
Moving into this site.
Oh, sorry, it's their knife. That's my bad.
On site, pretty isolated. Alpha's util taken out. They can see it all and they can deal with it nicely. And Alpha's dropped. They weren't ready for Leo.
Huge, bro. They're going to win another one. Look at the positions as well. Sugetsu can get over towards B main.
Triple swings even out on the laneway, and Artist was sent out to find space elsewhere. He's caught on the stairs with a spam through the wall, and that does give Fnatic a decent chance to fight their way back through. That's not only a big player taken down in terms of heavy hitting, but it also leaves Sugetsu isolated. Now, they don't have a lot to clear him out of this position, and Knife back online in 5
Boy, they didn't win the third round on Breeze though, right?
Activate.
The stack got wrecked slightly.
Have it online now to clear main. I presume it's where he was looking just moments ago, but this time it's decided to use a little bit more shallow. So Sugetsu strikes and finds one. They have to clear both players on site, then get towards Sugetsu. They've done that nicely. Durka getting on the defuse now, needs to get it to half, and the jump peak's enough to pull him off the full stick. That's going to be it. Time already gone. Even with Durka's kill, he will not get out of here.
So good with that.
With his life, yeah. Caught by the spike just about right on the edge.
Yeah, a good round in the end from Navi. And again, it's a bonus, but it's about as good a bonus as you're ever going to get.
Why does no one clear B main? Bro, it's hard. You're out in a crossfire. Like, the thing is, a lot of the time you don't have util to go get it.
We think about Navi, we think about slow, methodical gameplay until it's the opposite. And that's exactly what they did in this round. A quick takedown mid. You could even see, like, if you watch where Alpha is, he is almost peeking main and just has to sprint away from all of the utility. Not possible to get into the normal sort of crossfires. And then you're relying on, okay, is Leo going to get 2? Are they going to be able to get a multi-frag? But this round again, definitely
this is nice. Recon close, scans close. The Knife hits the pass with dash though, but
especially now they got the kill onto Durka already.
Still an okay round for Fnatic at the moment, just mostly because they get the dash out of them. This is like the most important map for being able to hold your dash and making sure that you actually have your dash to exit, like actually in past the choke points. I'm not saying it's worth a kill or a death, but it's still a huge thing to get out of them.
As we said, Navi's anti-ecos tend to be pretty solid on them. Second round, coming in with rifles, giving their economy a huge boost that we can see the effects of. And if they can find this round relatively flawless, it's going to be hard to put them down to a weaker round for quite a while. Great start to this map and to this round, especially 2 kills already going their way. Possibility for more. They should have suspected Leo to be somewhere here, but the smoke, they thought it was safe.
Whoa.
Not to be, and Alpha's picked up 2 with the classic in mid. This round is somehow competitive again.
Yeah, that's not the gun he's looking for. That is got the rifle.
Oh,
found the kill onto Angel as well. Now into the
man, that was a solid attempt.
Off at the end. This round should have been clean. It should have been easy for Navi.
It's great damage.
With just that little spark, that little bit of magic from Alpha, yeah. For a second, we believed.
Well, absolutely. It was possible. And if anything, mission accomplished. You don't want this to be the moneymaker round for Navi. The great start to the half, 4-0 up with the ability to lose 2 rounds and still keep on buying with ultis coming online. And it certainly wasn't that round. The whole thanks to Al. It was up until this man got involved. Up until he was left alone against...
Angel's just evil laughing.
Anyone else would be stressed, and it just cuts to Angel just laughing.
Vibing out.
Oh my god.
And positivity, positive mindset. There's a lot to be said for it. 4-0 up. As we can see, yeah, that economy hasn't gotten out of control on Navi. There's only one player who's feeling stacked for cash.
I like the change, though. After the quick barrels.
It sucks for Fnatic at the moment, though. Second buy round that they get, they're this far away from ults.
A 2-man hold. In fact, it looks like it may not even be a hold, as there was temptation to go for a little bit of a push. But it's definitely something that's an attempt to try and force back these players. I'm looking at the ults, though. That Hunter's Fury, so good to get them an opening into one of these sites, or at least force people into more awkward positions. And just the sheer pace at which Navi execute once they have that information can be difficult to hold against. So Fnatic definitely have to be a little bit more careful. Getting down to the 40-second mark, though, as they now look to rotate back towards this A site, and Fnatic have got this spot on.
Yeah, there's too many people here, right?
Looks like they're second guessing themselves.
Wait, Knife went in and hit no one.
I guess that Knife didn't catch anybody.
Oh man, that's a little bit unlucky. 2 people on site. Flash for Omen. Boaster doesn't want to flash because he doesn't want to give away his pause.
Already picked up one and very nearly another.
I'm not sure that makes sense with the time that's going on here, right? If the time is low, would you not want to use your flash and delay them in the choke point instead of doing like the trap play to get them on, like kill them once they're on site? I think you got to change up your idea there.
Durka dropped on the way back through, and with low HP on
Oh, they got a save, man. This is great for Navi.
Looks like it's been settled on. They'll be carrying these through to the next round, at least trying Alpha. Oh, he's gotten so lucky to hear Angel before Angel saw him. He'll get out with his rifle.
Yeah, they got to change up their plan there. 100%. Bolster can't do that.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds where they are a split second away from getting that bang on. Like, they had 3 players on that side of the map, a 4th even starting to rotate over, and then I think it was even just slightly before the knife, maybe knowing they'd get the information, they started rotating a player back just in case.
Bolster's got to play that more aggro, no? Like Underhell with his Omen Flash, even though he's like not trying to show.
They don't even know where Fnatic is going, or sorry, they don't know where Navi's going because they're so passive.
Yeah.
I feel like you've not really entered.
It's worse that
I feel like knife hits over towards short, doesn't hit anyone. You should at 20 seconds, you should at least like be ready to Omen Flash delay.
I told you. You never listen.
Saving it.
Oh, it's going to be a pause. No surprise, it is 5-0.
I mean, 5-0 down on defense isn't great.
Pete, thank you so much, man.
Both gun rounds they played like this. Both gun rounds they legit
Appreciate the
played
19 months.
in a line with no info whatsoever and no AWP.
I mean, they're just playing like for nothing. It feels like
every single time. And it seems like
can Mini talk now? Yeah, both the coaches can talk
adapt,
right now.
Swap up comps, run different things versus them. And it hasn't been able to work.
But I think
like,
they'll
think about,
hopefully change after the timeout, because surely they realize it.
Yeah,
that or
what was it? 13.
Yeah, they need to do. They need to keep something. B main or market.
We just know that this team loves to play this map.
And they just have so much. They just got all the ults to play against.
A little bit different. Luckily, they've got 2 coaches now. They got their coach from. Well, actually,
he's back, yeah, they've flown him in.
You know, I'm sure he was adding in an awful lot.
The hell is this? You're gonna disrespect
he wasn't
Kojo
there
like that?
when they won 2 events last year, though. Mini was.
You never know. You never know how much prep Kojo.
You heard this stat about Navi that they win once they win pistol, they won like 80% of their third rounds.
That's insane, man. That's actually super impressive.
That's pretty nuts.
I mean, it's because of the FCX buy, right?
Yeah. It's so funny watching teams with like no discipline copy that. Just give away guns to people.
See if the results are the same as they have been before for Fnatic. 5-0 down. They need him more now than ever. They're on Ascent. Navi have looked incredibly good, and now they use an ult to entry into sight.
Recon on tree doesn't scan anyone. Dude, they just keep picking the right site. If Alpha gets a kill, he gets his ult to retake, so they probably need to fight here just in case it happens. Or just no one gives them a kill and they just turtle real heavy.
Direct in their takes that you take a pause to maybe try and adapt to what they were doing in the past, and they just run it down through B main. They now have a hunter.
Dude, Angel's ulting this, right?
Okay, but he's within the site. But
he still has a drone.
Narrow avenues to try and get back in. That would be such a disruptive ult if he decides to use it. But the fact is, Fnatic are the ones having to try and find a way in. That's not the start they were looking for. Durka already gone.
He's all in this.
They're spotting all the players out in front of them.
Bro, he's got so much util.
They need some sort of kill, and Sugetsu is still going to be causing them issues from behind. Finally, Alpha comes alive, picks up one, a second as well, a clean couple of kills, but look at the time. Already ticking so low. Alpha is trying to do it all on his own. He's going to try and stick this one. I don't even know if his teammates are sticking around. They've fallen back. They've left him on his own.
Xiao is an absolute beast. They had no idea about Xiao here. Did they think he was B main?
But it meant nothing.
It came close.
I think someone might have called that they were B main and market. Because one was market. Is everyone looking here?
That they would be elsewhere from his teammates, and
wait, where's everyone looking? One's watching the smoke.
Defuse not secured, round for Navi, and like you said, Tom, you call that pause, you try to make your adjustments, but Navi come in with a change of their own.
Yeah, looked a little bit lost on that one.
The site, and now they'll default back out to map control.
That smoke really wrecked him. This one?
That is the thing. That is a classic Angel move.
Whose smoke was
taken
this?
A pause. We're going to rush B. Like, you wouldn't have planned for that.
One suppressed.
And if you try and mind game Angel, you're going to be in for a bad time.
They're going so fast right now. This guy tucked in early. He's so dead. Yeah, had to just swing that because he's going to get spammed. Love this from Ardis. Omen Flash is huge from Bolster, but what a weird round.
But they are surrounded.
But trying to fight their way back towards the site, realizing that space hasn't been fully taken yet. Updraft used by Ardis. He's going to have a tough time making it out, but the smoke
he played it well.
just about covered his retreat.
Wow, how is he alive?
Another attempt at the round. Good damage done. It's the wallbang from
Up,
Alpha to find it playing
Crazy.
underneath the turret.
Yeah, that was a lot better than what they did. They actually played for a main.
Yeah, yep. Oh my god.
Bro, Alpha is so insane.
Bro, he's too crazy.
He's too good. It's actually
He is
disgusting.
different.
Hold this spike and win the round on the time. Sagetsu's job to find all
How's he
5
this
members
good,
of
man?
Fnatic. It looks like there's no denying that round on the board. 6-1 with an Andalucia flawless.
What a way to return to the scoreboard for Fnatic.
Okay, that was better. I see a
Building up
6-6.
some
I see a
cash.
6-6.
And actually, with
Oh,
how
yeah,
some of these
probably.
rounds have been with
Right.
only one player actually surviving,
I believe,
it
bro.
means that the
The
finances
Angel
are not
not-
perfect for Navi.
Still got his ult.
You're going to have Artis, okay, it's a Bucky, but it's also a Blade Storm. But the thing that worries me is that so far, it's only really been Alpha. Like, there hasn't been much more on the board thus far for the side of Fnatic. Durka's not having quite the performance he did, although I don't know if expectations can be there.
Right, Angel's got to use this ult. He's been holding it for the whole game.
Battle for space, battle for the orb. I assume Zippad's going to be taking it because the rest definitely don't need it.
You save it for the... This?
Which team's going to be the first to pop some of those valuable
I reckon he's
ultis?
literally just saving it
Lockdown
just
for
so that
Alpha
we
as
don't
well,
get this
thanks to
ult.
his flawless rounds.
Not that it mattered for the others. They didn't have it for the
Retake
others
a bit
apart from
so
last
rich,
round.
but the A site might be given up slightly, given up easily if it's pressured. Short won't be. Playing very aggressive. Flash goes through. Artis is caught. Poster pulling the smoke out. He's deleted. Hunter's Fury used.
Oh my god, he baited his teammate.
2 tags. No kill. No follow
That's
up
so
on the
funny.
back of it. That damage has to be followed by someone 50 HP.
Bro,
Those shots
look
are landing
at
20, and it's
Sagetsu.
time to leave for Chronicle.
Sagetsu is over towards
Oh,
B
it
right
seems like
now.
they might be looking to even try and battle
Yeah, and
to
they
try
need they realize that they need to
anything
hold
more.
over towards short because this is where the
Obviously,
ult's
the
going to
plan
go
for Fnatic
down,
is
and
to
this
try and
guy's
get that
flanking
lockdown
because
into
he's expecting the
position,
Sova to be here to ult the ult.
With Artis
But
still
Angel
here,
goes under.
he's just going to try and stop this. In fact, he has a little bit of help from Angel, so he can hold the
Oh,
ground.
God.
Nice one from Durka, though.
It was
He's got it
so
on the
nice from
flank.
Fnatic. The
Made
fast
this one
flank on this one. This guy
competitive,
just needs to get a
brought it back to an even
kill.
stance, but
And
not
it's
for long.
all up to
Artis may be
Sagetsu.
low, but he's still fighting. The battle of the Jets. With Sagetsu still lurking, but Artis lands another shot. It's left all onto the Finn. He's been quiet so far. The first goes his way.
Oh my god.
Through, and he hits it with the classic.
Damn, that's nuts, bro.
The time's going to be close, but I think he's got
Ah,
it
he's got
anyway.
it.
Not going to be a
Oh my
problem,
god, what a
and he's
round.
back on the board again.
Bro, that flank was so big.
Yeah, that flank was huge. He's
what
hoping
is
for the
happening?
Sova, right? And then the Sova's just not
Yeah,
there
yeah.
anyway.
Oh my god.
Sight.
A classic in the
It's
end.
so big.
Let's get a replay of this.
Oh my
The first
goodness.
goes Artis' way. They pick up sight. They move in for the plant, and this lockdown, it seems like it could be a big problem, but Angel's dealing with it. Gets dropped by this man.
Bro, the
Unbelievable
Jets.
adjustment by Artis later on, but they thought he might have been defusing. They have to go through to spot it, and that gives him the opportunity, but how he converts it, I will never know.
Durka go kill is back.
I mean, that was very well played, though. They had
Waiting to
such a
see
good
Zipad go
idea.
kill. But even still,
Dude,
a
Benji
6-2
called the
lead.
Benji called the
couple of hero
6-6. It's
plays
currently
Have put the
6-2,
economy
and they're down to an eco.
of Navi in the dirt. A lot of ultimates used by either side in that round to try and pad the gap. And while Artis is just fragging
Is this
at the
my
moment,
fault
they're
'cause I
happy
called
to
that
give him
out?
This hero rifle to try and do everything on his own.
Oh,
Paranoid's
the
good, but at least
confidence.
Force them back for the moment, but they're going to try and execute off this boaster under pressure.
Yeah, it's all
He's
up to
been
this
spotted,
crossfire.
He's just not hitting today, and Durka can't save them
Oh,
this
that's my
time.
fault.
Well,
Ice hit so
spoken about
early.
I don't know what the
money-making
fuck these
rounds
people
for
are
Navi.
doing, bro.
How they wouldn't be on a
Not
low buy for
good,
quite a
man.
while. That
This
was
duel in
achieved
short
at
when you got a
least.
guy in main.
Artis is here.
Bro,
Enforced
Artis is a
for the
beast,
thrifty
bro.
win.
Oh,
Even with the weaker weapons, they'll make
This
it
guy's
work.
a
This attack
fraud.
side has got its
Dude, you
groove
had him on
back.
Killjoy. What are you
Artis
doing?
14 to 6
Oh my
right now.
goodness.
Last couple rounds, he's been nearly unstoppable.
You know what? I'll hold my hands up. Ash, I think you might have been right. He's 14 and 6. Like, the thing is, if anyone else did anything in the last round, they would have won it. 'Cause he was
Yeah, I had to get him
on
back. He used
7
he used the
HP.
banned word here.
It came
You gotta
down
hit
to
back when
ace.
someone does that.
I almost wonder if that was his call to have the hero rifle. Just go, guys, I'm winning this round. And that's the thing, Artis is the sort of person that will do that. So is Durka. He's just run straight into mid with a Blade Storm. They don't have much to play with. Oh dear, that's not
Look
gone
at
to
him
plan.
go, man. It's
No,
the
and now
Jets are
crunch
really
coming in on
popping.
mid. Boaster tries to make it away. A little bit of cover from Chronicle, and the Guardian
has
actually
his
does
Blade
a
Storm
ton of
again.
damage. course he does.
Oh my god, the util's sick.
2 rounds where he absolutely popped off. Got it off those alone. And he certainly would have it now with another kill on the board. Alpha's aggression spotted. They're more than aware of it. And for Navi, there were no gaps.
You know that thing we were saying about
Boaster?
Boaster?
Even a push up on A. The one
Stop, bro. Just stop. We sit here quietly when we wait for the end of the game.
But if they
couldn't
win
help
the
myself.
Nah, if it happens again, I might end stream. Actually.
It's been 20 seconds since we've last seen any sign of Fnatic.
I had to be the bad person
Navi
here.
are
I couldn't help
still
myself.
in that default, waiting for another mistake to be made, expecting it.
The number
other
was
thing
just
to watch
glaring at
out
me
for
while we were
is
on
so
his
passive because
POV.
it is from the shadows
FNS has
available.
ruined me?
So
Yeah,
if
he's
they were
corrupted
to
me
find a
fully.
kill opens up one side of the map, he could just TP straight in. Not any risk about it. And well, you could see with this pressure now coming in onto Leo, there is no help.
20 seconds, Leo back aside, 1v5.
Humanly possible. This would have to be the
Oh, the
play
knife's
of
hit
the
him.
century.
Well, I tried to build it up, chat, I'll be
Zip
honest.
Baron
I tried my
opens onto the
best.
site, and I think we're just going to have the long wait now of Chronicle trying to save that gun.
Zipan gets his ult.
Back in the good old days, man like Chihuahua would have won that clutch.
We wouldn't have seen it, though.
Yeah, we wouldn't have seen that clutch. We didn't see
Yeah,
this
dude.
one.
Right.
For Chronicle, 1v5, other side of the map. Time
He's
against
not
him,
moving.
numbers against him, weapons against him. Yeah, I think he's made the right call to sit tight and run this clock down. For Fnatic, well, Navi went down by quite a bit on the previous map, but there was a little bit of a resurgence towards the end of the half. They got to 5 rounds. It was a 7-5. Nothing but domination in that half afterwards for Fnatic. But seeing this defensive side pick up the rest of these rounds, will still only be 4, and it's not looking great, Tom. A lot of credits invested in this round, and the result is the same. Navi able to absolutely dominate them. This is where they get everything on the line, though.
Yeah, it's a round where obviously you're trying something a little bit aggressive,
Look at this
but
guy go.
it's so...
Yeah, they look very comfy on this
They were
map
just
though. We got to
waiting
give
for
them that.
everything. Already we're going to see another pause.
Double.
Both pauses already thrown out by the side of Fnatic.
Coach's
It's
nightmare.
understandable. If you go in at a 10-2 deficit, you're not going to pull this back. It's Navi's map choice. They're no slouches when it comes to that defensive side, and with Ardis playing this well, I reckon he on his own will probably win them 2 rounds in the defense, just pulling out the operator. And that's one of the unfortunate truths of the way things have gone with a lot of these rounds being close, finances not really building up. We haven't seen the operator out for Durka at all. They haven't really been able to take any level of fight to mid. And that's
look at
something that if
Ardis
you
go.
let
Look at the
Navi
rest of
have,
his team.
They will take it every single round. And the problem is, the couple of times they did fight for it, B rush, A rush. Like, it's so difficult playing against this Navi attack because they are so committed to whatever plan Angel is throwing out.
Well, B rush, A rush, or last
Over
round
smoke
as well.
meta,
Durka pops Blade
Astra
Storm, they
might
double
be.
push mid, they try
I
to
think
take
some
those
teams might
fights.
lean into like
Guys just
Astra
get
Omen
smoked
or
off, they're
something like
playing
that.
behind the smokes, and
We'll
once
see.
Fnatic try to fall
I think a
back,
lot of
crunch
teams will try
comes in,
Viper
you
still,
mark it
and
like-
Viper will be legit.
It seems like Navi are a step ahead. Every time, even coming out of that pause that Fnatic called it.
Not
straight
fully
into the
dead. You
B-rush.
just got to think a bit more.
Angel's calling a fantastic game, and he's getting even more time here.
It'll be fun
To
though. It'll be a
discuss how
fun
they're gonna
meta,
close
that's
this
for
one
sure.
out 10-2, a big lead, one that's tough to lose.
Okay, KO
They still have to get
ults
there.
on either
Fnatic.
side.
The ultis aren't fantastic. They've got a null command, but then again, Zipan has his own to fight right back, and then they've got a little more to work with. Ardis' Blade Storm, when he's on this kind of form, it will be terrifying.
Dude, we haven't seen an Odin once, right?
Tempered approach. Chronicle has his ult available. It might be something to avoid, but the same is there on the other side. And we saw this last time out with the B push. Very direct when they had this ult available. Just removes all the utility. I don't think they've checked.
Nice
for
setup
Alpha,
though.
So that's at least something.
Or maybe
That's
they're in
already
for
Ardis
this.
gonna be gone, but the immediate
Leo's gotta
trade,
go
Leo,
huge.
I don't know if he'll be expected. I don't know if they'll
they
clear
think he's
both
sight.
those corners. They have not, and that's actually just as the ult ended as well. Trades working out
They're lovely
perfectly
trades
for
in the end.
Fnatic,
Lovely
and this little
trades.
trap play has got them their 3rd round.
Yeah, it couldn't have worked any better. Defensive side set up with 3 on the board, 1 more to be found. It won't disrupt Navi's economy.
We get an
but
Odin here though, right? Last
you
round?
see the adjustments on
I
their
can't
way
remember the last
through.
time I saw
They
a
try to
whole
fight
half
for
of
sight. They see
Ascent
Alpha
without seeing
drop a nade
an
right
Odin
at his
purchase.
feet. You know, it's a fantastic crossfire. I didn't, yeah. That was the part that was unknown to me. Chronicle getting involved in the first fight, and it was just a straight spam through the smoke. Again, all those steps being heard,
Dude, a whole
the eye
half
being
without it.
drawn by a teammate. Easy peasy. Typically not with a Guardian to spam through, but he makes it work because he's Chronicle.
Oh, and I think 4 definitely wouldn't be a death sentence, especially if they win the pistol. In the game they played versus Vitality.
Yeah, and they want to do something similar to the pistol, but without the mid pressure. I mean, that was lovely timing on this. And again, oh.
But they tried to double down. They tried to go in with a second flash, and that's where they're punished.
One suppressed.
Could drop, but like we've said before, you don't see that immediate response from
Knife
Navi.
goes in, hits one short.
Was alive, he would be
Kinda
leading
chill.
that charge, running it down.
Who's dead? Jet for Jet?
Cautious of any
Against too much other than the fact he can just hold heavy here.
Using some of his reveal. There you go. Yeah, indeed, it's going to be the drone.
This guy's killing him at the moment. It'd be lovely to find.
Cross to wine because there was a deep smoke earlier on.
3-person stack because the Killjoy gets full info over towards B.
So the push up on A can begin. No need to worry about these
Boast has done his leak smoke, but dude, Navi have seen this enough time, especially Shao on the smokes itself. Yeah, Boaster does leak smoke, and that means that he wants to play there. It's like pretty much the only time he does that.
Heavily towards Navi. Still an ulti in back pocket for Shao. I'm not sure if it's going to get an opportunity to be used. Instead, he's just got his rifle out.
He's laughing.
Over peek out of Alpha, and he turns on a dime for Leo.
Who was that laughing? Which one of you was that?
On this attacking side for Navi, there seems to be no stopping this squad on their map pick.
Dude, I can't even pay attention to the game anymore.
What? Because of Boaster?
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Fnatic.
Look, his team play actually looked good.
No, I literally said, oh, he's cooking. And
I think it's just the oversell.
Man, I thought it looked good as well. It's so sad.
So ready to try and just go for a little bit more, and that ends up being their
It's like the only time he does that leak over smoke, right? He plays behind it.
Yeah, I forgot which team he did it against. He had like a clip.
Okay, some team, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like his reaction when they have no one short.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of hope for Fnatic to swing back into this.
Did it lock in against Louds?
When I heard the veto,
Damn, chat, respect for remembering
he said,
that.
boring maps. I said, Bind's pretty good. He said, we're not going to get there.
Dude, I just heard the little half a second of a laugh, and I had no idea if it was Benji or FNS.
You know what?
I couldn't work out what it was.
I don't think they'd have 3 rounds on the board if it wasn't for Alpha. Well, 2 of them. One of them was definitely Durka's. Nonetheless, if there's going to be a comeback, this team can definitely do it. I'd say they need the pistol, but 11-3 is their speciality. Especially with Mini back in the booth. But, you know, I don't think they're going to want to try that versus Navi.
Doesn't see the trip. Yeah, at least sees the trip. No one to kill this, though. Does he... Doesn't even have a shock dart. I'm not sure he's going to be able to break that. At least find out kind of where the Cypher is, you would imagine.
Fnatic have been feeling out the map, looking for where this Navi side is stacked up. It is the B site, and that's the opposite of where they're heading. Zipan does damage, but he doesn't manage to find an opening.
Whoa.
Nice work from Alpha.
All up to shout.
Split this team up. Goes back for a little bit more, but he's holding this, not allowing them to
Alpha
rotate.
is so insane.
All I'll say is good luck, Shao. The last man on the site. They're going to go pushing towards him. That's the only saving grace. The
Wait.
time ticking over. He's managed to find a second kill, but he
I
thinks
thought
they're
more
going
will
the
come in
other
heaven.
way. It's a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, he thought more will come in heaven, I think. Or he thought maybe they were both going over towards B and he wanted to go fast.
I don't know. He might have won that.
Yeah, after seeing, I think it's particularly Alpha grabs those kills on
Most of
Mark.
Boaster will
2 of
take
them.
that.
And then couple seconds later, Leo comes running up. You're thinking, okay, why is Leo there as well? It's because they've started to rotate. They're on the way. But why were the players running on the side, right? You can't put 2 and 2 together that quickly in the moment. Little misread, and it ends up costing what would have been a sensational clutch and opening the door for Fnatic. Pistol round under their belt, and the follow-up put them right back on the board, 9-5. Looks a little bit more.
Yeah, we got the Hero Marshal again. 2-2 in terms of pistols. 1-1 every single map.
Something we didn't see for Fnatic, which is Artis's mid-control, Artis's aggression. Already, well, matter of time, I guess not. He's come in with the Marshal. I'm thinking about the later rounds, the Blade Storm, the Operator, but maybe this is what I should be worried about. You just saw the leg. He's ready for the peak. That dash is going to run out, though.
Yeah, he was so on top of the fact that this guy didn't peek, saw him, and he knew the Chronicle was going to peek over towards here. It's a lovely shot, though. Alexic, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 13 months. Thank you for the tier 1, bro.
But again, it would have to be astonishing. especially with how safe Fnatic have actually bought here. They've gone in with 4 rifles. There's no real chance to lose any players here.
Yeah, Fnatic actually buy an extra rifle into this one to try and make sure that they don't get ecoed.
Angel at the back of the site is going to be under some serious pressure. Durka takes a little bit of damage. Maybe there is a chance.
Yeah, nice smoke from Xiao. I like the idea.
Oh.
Reveals on Angel meant he was never to get anything done, but Xiao has picked up his one, even though he's on the low HP.
Just double check this should be an upgrade. There we go. They get all the main guns into it.
Rifle in the end means negligible losses for the side of Fnatic. 9-5, rifles in hand, bit of economy in the back pocket as well. This is where the attack side kind of need this round. Otherwise, I imagine Navi are just right back, hands on the reins.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, this is going to be a strong attempt at a bonus. There's no doubt about it. Good opportunity to really springboard this. It's not going to be the end of the world, but at the same time, you
Okay, let's see if they can do the Navi and win the 3rd round.
Already this early on in the match.
Fast buy rounds. They send it walking over towards middle.
Straight away. He's been spotted, but it doesn't
Respect.
even matter.
Fair play.
It's an immediate kill onto Durka.
I'm surprised Durka didn't consider it once they were getting spammed over towards here. He at least did the jump peek for sure, but
a big blow.
Honestly, first buy rounds, most people on this aggro. Oh,
only a matter of time until we got to see it. That's a great shock dart, preemptive.
They find out with 2 of them are not a chance they go up short after that.
Angel lining up perhaps a shock of his own. In fact, it's a reveal. We'll see nothing but Chronicle down on 6 HP.
Knife goes over towards B. Did hit Alpha. Out of the Observer giving us the POV for this.
You've still got all of Sugetsu's utility as well, so it's not going to be any
nasty. Dude, Angel, I mean, Boaster might make a play. Yeah, is he just going to get wrecked?
Boaster is just hoping for a timing.
Honestly, I would have been fine with him going for it.
Back into the corner.
They need someone to go for something. He's the only one with, well, better than Chronicle with his HP.
5 seconds left. You'd expect, if anything, this would be B, but they actually went back the other way.
Got 1 kill trip.
Put the rags in the wrong basket.
And this guy has a flash and a knife.
Seems they're gonna
And he's going out with no util. Lunatic.
Chronicle still being very, very low. Will struggle to even cross to the side if he waits much longer. 12 seconds as Sugetsu dances around, attempting to isolate, fights successfully doing so. And that's the spike dropped.
That's the round done.
We mentioned the spike crossing.
Tell you what though,
the
they did okay damage.
To the switch and it will stay there.
That's like the positive here. They've got 2 guns out, double armor rebuy. You kind of take that.
Punish him or not. Looks like the weapon will be carried forward, but the rounds now sit double for Navi.
Yeah, the rifle being killed off is no real importance for the side of Navi. Like, there's going to be a purchase on the board for Fnatic anyway, so it's not going to change too much. But yeah, the thing is, they did well to sort of pull rotations away. And then it just took them way too long to get anywhere near. I like the idea though from Zipan. So they throw down the util from Killjoy just to basically deny him. He just walks through it and takes a kill. And I don't think they were ready for him to just step into a nano.
Okay, massive buy rounds. We got who we got? 1, 2, 3, and 1 that can buy next round. So
when he's this far up on the board, there's no surprises.
Shot goes over towards middle, doesn't break anything. As you can see, we got double trip.
We now have that Cypher on the other side of the map, and stack up actually more so towards middle.
The amount of times I'm seeing people mistime the flash over towards short is a little bit worrying.
That's going to have much consequence, not spotting Leo. Oh, that will have a consequence.
Oh.
I mean, they were even thinking about putting the drone through.
Angel kind of out in the open a little bit. And with that, they just insta-send it towards B, and Ardis has to kill everyone. Whoa. Dude, that styled on him.
Right after the shot landed. Numbers equalized.
Oh my god, he's going back for more.
Back out looking for more.
Oh, he sees the flash.
This guy doesn't know how to back down. Sugetsu not able to spray transfer.
Solid pause. He really is. You would expect him to get this. Yep, that sounds about right. Nice awareness from Chronicle.
Pick it up and Zipan flashing a little bit early. Gives away.
Huge, man.
But still finds 2. It's down to Xiao.
Okay, here we go, Boasties. Come on.
Omen head-to-head. One of them's had a little bit of an easier series so far than the other. But this could be Boaster's chance to pull it all back in their favor.
My ultimate is ready.
It's been his awakening. This round, he's got a couple of kills. But he is up against Xiao. A full belt of utility. Ultimate
it would be
huge. If he wants to try and use it
literal
to
round to reset the economy.
May not want to
massive round.
Smoke already thrown out. Paranoia could be utilized towards this backside, and Boaster is just homed in on that smoke, waiting for him to make some sort of sound, but that sound is not going to be heard. It has to be the instant shot, but he's not seen him.
Huge, bro.
For Boaster, a slight reposition.
Yeah, that'll get his confidence up.
Beautiful play from the IGL and Fnatic. Look at the posture of Xiao. I've never seen
lounging.
him
He is always lounging.
That is impressive. Even in the 1v1, he doesn't sit up. He doesn't pull the chair in. All right, no worries. I got this. Not this time. Good paranoia, no follow-up. This is insane. The fact that they don't get hit by the flash, the fact there's a reactive paranoia, and he's ahead of it. And what a way to win out the round for Boaster. He's had a slow start. In fact, that 3K doubled his kills on this map so far.
Oi, come on.
Well, what a time to wake up. We know that Bind awaits if Navi closes this out, but Fnatic are not want to go there. We've already seen what Angel can do to players when he's on form. This round, though, a little bit more of a gamble. I say a little bit. Every single Navi player currently on one side of the map. You expect, though, with the weaker finances that Fnatic are going to do their due diligence. They'll take their time. Okay.
What?
Normally, Alpha's the one dishing out those sort of shots, not on the receiving end.
Now what?
And that actually cuts off one side of the map for them. You're already going to see...
Bro, how have they got this much of a read that they're going into A?
But they are now making their way further towards that stack. If they push into this, it could be huge problems for Fnatic.
Well, not a big problem taking Zipan down, but you have the numbers.
Oh no, drone doesn't go sight, so these guys can tuck in now. He's one, but that's the play that's normally here. Recon at the top, so they can't really swing.
They might think that's an isolated player. Dirk is finding out it's not.
Oh no, not like this.
Three here now. Fnatic realize they've ran into the stack, but there's nothing to do. They have to take these fights. They have to win them, and it's Leo with all the pressure on his shoulders. Great
dude, what a read,
to close it out from Artis. 11 rounds on the board.
E-main camera?
That's so sad.
Do it again with the weaker weapons.
E-main cameras there the whole time.
Just to lose the eco.
Oh yeah, we're even on it at one point, right?
Okay, I clear this man out, I win, and instead he dashes right into Angel. Who gets a free kill again. It just Artis not missing shots. He hasn't been this whole map. 21 and 11. It has been a display of the duelists throughout this series so far. Well, 11 to 6. Weaponry, it's as bad as it gets. Durka, he had an ace earlier to get them one of their first rounds on the board. They might need it again.
It's gorgeous as well, the fact that Xiao was the one spotted by that drone. Of course, you're expecting Xiao to be the guy that's left behind on A, so everything was adding up.
He's got paranoia, he's got smokes,
exactly
he's
right.
got all the
smokes, all this sort of stuff they'd already killed out. One on the other side, nicely done by Dirk.
Yeah, at least the trade is in here, and
Leo, but he's got into his drone at the
dude, the flash at the end here. Holy, what is this game right now? Zipan's gonna go for a timing. Why not? Yeah, and they were ready for it.
Make that just the cipher of Navi. And with damage done, it might look a little bit easier, but when you see those guns in firing squad positions, there's not to do.
Huge.
Kind of
double thrifty. That is, oh my god.
We have a game. It's okay, we have a game.
I've got hope again.
Trading back and forth. Navi will be closing this out with 2.
Yeah, it's a very aggressive stance for a round where you know your opponents don't have finances. Like, this is so risky from the side of Navi.
Yeah, you don't want to push against the ecos. People who watch this stream know that.
From there on out,
how much I hate it.
It's fantastic from Fnatic to make sure that any of the cheeky plays just don't work out. I think especially Angel's swing was just...
Wasn't this a free round?
It was basically
they definitely shouldn't have played it like that.
Everything relied on him just getting a multi-frag there, otherwise the round falls apart. Now for Navi, the back and forth has meant that each time they're getting a slightly better
a lot of ults here.
And they do have themselves a fair few ults to play with. Only the Hunter's Fury missing, but they got Blade Storm for Artis, a couple of rifles that can be purchased up.
I think it's okay visual because a lot of the time you get the assist with it, so I think that does like that animation of the smoke.
Taking less risks, forcing Fnatic into these late executes is what's been working for them better on this defensive side. And a lot of these aggressive plays, okay, at the beginning
I get what
of
you're saying though, but
great,
I mean, a lot of the time you can just kind of see.
The rest have been far riskier than needed.
Navi's timeout's coming to an end. Means it's time to get back on the server and just take a look at the board in front of you. Lots of
hardest enable. I mean, he was definitely enabled.
Although some of them
He was very enabled on attack.
Sugetsu, Xiao, not
They
so
were pretty
much,
good.
but
Wait,
Zipan,
where'd this gun go?
Blade
Dude, he has
Storm
so
for
much
Artis.
money.
And that's the real one in this round. I'm expecting him to pop it right off rip.
Changed it
Frenzy
up
to
so that
fall
he
back
can get
on.
an op
And
armor
we said about his mid
for the
control,
next round. Gets a
how
guardian
dangerous
instead
it
of
can be.
a rifle. Well, I mean, it still
Perhaps
is a
we'll get to
rifle.
witness it here. He's backed off from short already, though, on the rotate into the spawn, where he'll be jump peeking, spotting that no one's pushing mid, and it looks like the gamble from him will be the B side. As well, Tom, with Navi having dominated a round before, I think it was a flawless, if I'm not mistaken, when they had these.
Knife goes in over towards A, doesn't hit anyone. Good info, stacks coming. Well, stacks stay strong. They double stack over towards short as well.
A lockdown here, honestly, just to make sure that you.
This is kind of nice though, right? Contact into Omen, flash into updraft with knives. Did work well.
You can make this, the better. And you already see they're using the paranoia and
solid.
There's the counter. The knife was a split second late, just a millisecond earlier, and that wouldn't have worked. Now again, they've already got that man advantage. You can see instead.
Holy hell, we put a lot into this.
And while they've managed to isolate Artis, that's the main one.
Oh
Shot
no,
not connected
Angel.
They see Xiao, low HP with everything.
Oh, it fell apart a little bit.
They've cleared things out
At
without
least
too
they
many
got
problems.
the
Just the initial fight
server
didn't go their
ult
way.
out of him.
And now, well, unless Sugetsu's going to pull something truly impressive off with a rifle, you'd expect this one to go the way of Fnatic.
Yeah, the peek out of Durka as well. A little too high octane for them. 1 versus 3. Sugetsu, no abilities. Not that they'd help here. And the main thing being that Leo is on his way slow.
Hold him in, do a bit of damage.
If this does get out of hand,
Everyone can buy
the man
next.
that's relied on to close out the round, possibly even to find the
He
exits.
is not
You can see
expecting
Sugetsu
Leo here though.
inside main doing very much the same. He's going to let Fnatic exit this site and try to take the weapons out of their hands.
Visited the artist walk down middle peak a lot.
There's
There's a lot of teams that were doing it, to be honest. It might have been Talon that were doing it non-stop. FPX were doing a lot of crazy stuff over towards middle as well.
Not going to work out for Navi this time. Even still, this is where they come back in with a purchase. It literally is a split second from him losing the knives. It's a little bit unlucky, but as I said, I don't mind Fnatic committing an ultimate here, just to make sure that this round
fine
ends
with
up
them
being
committing
clean,
an
'cause
ult.
if it goes back, I
Gotta
think
get
that's
that
where they
money.
lose the game.
I mean, just a glorious read, though, and a great call from
Finally.
Angel on the other
Is,
side.
chat, are we really getting our first
Whoever
Odin
came up
out
with that
round
one.
20?
Artis
Did I miss
initially
one at
peeks out on mid, sees
any
no one there,
duration?
pops the ult, runs to B, and waits for contact. The second the drone is heard, counts it up, lets it round the corner, and up
Last
he goes.
time?
The exact
That's
idea being they're going to
insane.
use that lockdown, and we can punish it. It worked, at least to punish the lockdown, but now Fnatic have that ult to use here if they so wish.
Yeah, they've already spotted a couple of players. Counter knife. There is that lockdown, which is going to force them into more awkward positions.
boy.
Nice shot from Xiao, though. They
Where are
may
you
just opt
going?
to try and play the retake from this position.
Shots
Angel, though,
ahead.
is going to take down a second. There's no way they're getting into this site at this point. Counter Hunter's Fury as Navi want to get themselves to 12, although it hasn't connected onto anyone. Alpha, he's taking a risk. He's taking a gamble.
Huge. Xiao had to hit it, bro. Xiao hit no shots on that.
Competitive position. He may have gone down, but he's given them a chance. Leo and Boaster stuck in a 2v3 scenario. No abilities to be had. They're going to be stuck at the back of the site, waiting for their opponents to commit to this. Artis with an operator, honed in on this position, waiting for somebody to try and swing. The timing wasn't the best, and he's not going to connect the shots, but his teammates are slowly making their way forward. Even still,
And
though,
getting a little bit.
the clock is ticking down. Navi need to get a move on, and the shot's just not hitting. It's left Dr. Boaster. He'll get one at least, but that is all she wrote. 12 rounds will be heading onto the board. And Fnatic will have to streak 4 together if they want to take this.
You know what's mad? First time we've seen an Odin ball is round 20.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
We
it
saw it
is.
earlier in one of our previous series this week.
I don't know why Fnatic went buying on defense. And they weren't buying up either.
It was slipping away. Not the case here. All you need is the series, and Navi are close to at least making that an even ground yet again. Deciding it on bind. Oh, I feel like
think about the dry peeking on the Killjoy ult's going down. I mean, you're trying to catch him out in the open. You could maybe add a flash into it.
Back on this squad, and you really do think that's part of what
Where's the smoke? I guess is my question. Or was there a smoke? I would need to watch it back again. There's like too much going on.
Yeah, they did have seen it before.
Okay, 4 chances like we said, and it is like,
they're allergic to having him on
I
that
mean,
agent at times.
maybe.
This is going to be roaming into middle. Look at the amount of counter utility that's just being expended just to try and take this control. A knife, a drone.
I just feel like Navi feel would look so much better on this map.
Well. Same as before, but with all of the Cypher utility on the other side, you kind of understand it. There's plenty of delay.
You reckon the KO knife might have caught? Yeah, that's probably what happens.
Even still, though, they are going to head into this stack up, trying to bait out that they've gone.
The higher, lower. Do we have any util for this?
There's been great punishes
here
before. Zipan, the first man to take contact, the reveal. Not going to give
Wait, the molly to clear it? Hey, they recovered well though. Holy.
Out of Durka, but he's obscured by the smoke. Leo,
Big Joe.
just to find one with the wall back.
Fox, man.
And they're ready for Sugetsu. They were watching it, but they turn
Big 1v2.
just as he makes it through that smoke. With support on the way from Artis, they've got to deal with Sugetsu here and now. 6 HP and he's dropped, but the op swinging through. It spotted Leo, but the shot wasn't fired, not just yet. 7 bullets. Leo not going to have time to reload,
this, right?
time to do anything. Artis is here ahead of him. 13 to 8.
Lovely, right? We go to bind.
Claim their home ground in dominant fashion.
It just looks way better on this. Way better.
3 maps between Navi and Fnatic.
Kind of too convincing maps.
It's time to go off to a break and